Tell us a little bit about what you saw and being able to relay that message to Cora when you watched Kimbrel pitch and kind of help out so he wasn't tipping his pitches.
So tipping pitches, we hear about it all the time.
People at home understand what tipping pitches is all about.
It's amazing.
And that's remarkable.
Alex, there's a headline in NBC 10 Philadelphia on NBCPhiladelphia.com that not one, not two, not three, but 4 different people sent to us to discuss on this week's podcast. And when 4 people separately, independent of each other, send us a story that we need to talk about, boy, we deliver.
That's the critical mass right there. 3 and under.
4.
Put in more work, get more friends.
That's like when, like the Continental Congress was like someone put like a motion forward and someone else from the Continental Congress would be like, seconded motion.
Mm-hmm.
And then another guy from the Continental Congress would be like, I third that motion.
Yeah.
And then the speaker or whatever, or the person in charge, the king of the Continental Congress, famously they were against kings.
Yeah.
So the chairman of the Continental Congress.
No, this is going well though.
We take this motion and we move it along. That's the 4th person in the equation. So in this analogy, right, the 4th person who sent this to us is like the person in the Continental Congress who's like, that motion is granted.
If you say so. I don't know much about Continental Congresses.
Here's the headline, all right? You're like, I don't acknowledge the Continental Congress. I don't acknowledge Congress.
I disavow.
Phillies become first MLB team to use hyperbaric oxygen therapy as part of a multi-year agreement with Next Gen Hyperbaric. Following a growing trend in professional sports, the Philadelphia Phillies are now the first Major League Baseball team to use hyperbaric oxygen therapy, HBOT, to improve their players' recovery and performance. Hyperbaric oxygen therapy is a medical treatment in which patients breathe 100% oxygen inside a pressurized chamber. The treatment is used to increase oxygen delivery, improve healing, and fight infections. Quote, this is unique because it's a medical grade hyperbaric oxygen therapy. Paul Bouquet, sorry, Paul, the head athletic trainer of the Phillies said, so it is an official treatment and it's much different than anything else we have. Love how when you're like the official trainer, you have to be like, this is an official.
This is an official treatment.
Yeah, don't worry.
This is medically sound. Trust me.
Is that like was he kind of calling Bryce out right there, in your opinion?
By saying, don't worry, this is actually being done under the guise of a doctor. It's medically safe, sound.
We know what you're thinking. We know what you've seen, some other stuff this offseason. But hey, listen, this is an official treatment that doctors would do. This is medical grade. Not Dr. Shred. Real doctors.
No, I don't think so. I think he's trying to convince himself that this actually is medically sound. I don't know. What is your experience with hyperbaric chambers?
This is where you and I are going to diverge.
I was just about to say this seems like something that you are probably well versed in.
I've never been in a hyperbaric chamber. Not much of a chamber guy myself.
Yeah.
I'm more of like a room guy. I like to be in a room.
Mm-hmm.
I prefer when I'm in a room-sized vessel, not in a chamber-sized vessel. However, 100% oxygen therapy, this I kind of believe in. I don't really think that you should just be breathing 100% oxygen all of the time. I don't know that you should be like sleeping in it or anything like that. That I probably would not condone. But I'm going to tell you a little story.
Yes.
About young Bob. 14, 15, 16-year-old Bob started getting these headaches called cluster headaches. They're crazy. You know about the cluster headaches.
I'm familiar, yes.
So I have a doctor. He sits me down. He's like, we got 3 options here. This is a neurologist who looks like one of those guys who definitely would prescribe you LSD if he was allowed to. So I was automatically like, I trust this guy. He seems cool. He's like, we have 3 options here. We have abortive medication, which is the type of medication that you take once the headache comes on, and it aborts the headache, ideally. Okay, that's the least invasive option to your life. So we tried that first. I took the abortive medication. He was like, there might be some side effects. was like, okay. I didn't read the side effects.
Right.
Take the abortive medication, immediately feel like I'm having a heart attack. I go to the medication bottle and they're like, the side effect is that it's basically the same as having a heart attack. Like your anxiety is high. You'll feel your heart beating through your throat.
Right.
I'm like, well, I'm never going to take this again. So I go back to the doctor and he's like, all right, we're down to 2 options. Here are your 2 options. 1, you could take a daily medication instead, which is more of like a preventative rather than an abortive. These are called beta blockers. They're for your heart, but that's also a sort of off-label prescription is for these headaches and migraines. 2, you can carry around a big metal tank or you can leave it at the nurse's office of 100% pure oxygen. And anytime you feel a headache coming on, you go to the nurse and you just breathe straight oxygen through a gas mask for 20 minutes. These are your 2 choices. And what do you think I chose, Alex?
The oxygen, obviously.
I kind of wish I had. I've never really gone back and thought, all right, let me give this one a shot in adulthood. On and off in my life, I've taken the beta blockers, I'm currently taking them for my headaches, but I've never tried the oxygen. So now I'm almost inspired by the Phillies. All that to say, this actually feels like a real thing. Medically.
Okay, so we trust this. This is not the snake oil that Bryce is hawking on his Instagram page.
Right. This is not voluntary dialysis.
But do you think that Bryce had some sort of influence in something like this, in a technology like this being introduced? Or do you think, because I think the press release that you read to me said this is something other sports teams are doing. So clearly the Phillies are not necessarily trailblazers on this. Maybe other athletes.
The Trailblazers are a basketball team.
Fuck, you're right.
Yes, in addition to the Phillies, the Philadelphia Eagles, Philadelphia Flyers, and Olympic athletes such as alpine skier Michaela Schifrin, tough Olympics for her, use the oxygen therapy. This is a pretty common thing. The Phillies' mobile hyperbaric chamber is currently in Florida during spring training and will travel north when the Phillies begin their season in March. I like the idea of the mobile hyperbaric chamber being kind of like someone's private jet. Like you can track it on Flight Tracker.
Yeah, or like birds in the spring. Like it'll travel north once it gets warmer.
This is the president and CEO of Next Gen Hyperbaric, John Rotella. Quote, our solution is purpose-built for teams like the Phillies.
I love a purpose-built solution.
Why even come up with a solution that's not purpose-built? That's what I always say. Who are committed to innovation and player care. It's efficient, scalable, and designed to meet the rigorous demands of professional sports. We're proud to set a precedent in Major League Baseball and honored to work with such a forward-thinking medical team. Purpose-built and scalable. You know what else is purpose-built and scalable?
Content.
The Tipping Pitches podcast.
Yeah, exactly.
Anything else to add about the hyperbaric chamber? Would you try it? Would you pop in for content?
I can't say that I would. I don't know that I really enjoy being in enclosed, tight spaces. I assume this is one of those things that.
Have you ever freaked out and had like a panic attack inside an MRI machine or anything like that?
No, but mostly because I don't go to the doctor. I sidestep that entirely.
You've
never had an
alternative medicines. I've freaked out in an MRI machine once, but it was an fMRI doing the brain waves. I was part of a psychology experiment at NYU. And I had to have it. I had to have my head
being
locked
an NYU
in.
student.
Yeah, I had to have my head locked into it. No, I was trying to make $100.
Mm-hmm.
That's literally that's why I was in it. I was trying to make $100 because I needed it, and I freaked out. I had to bail, and I only got like 20.
You didn't. Wow.
I got like the kill fee basically. I was so pissed at myself.
I think part of the issue with this is this team is making it really hard to now determine sort of signal from noise in this upcoming season. There are so many variables at play here when it comes to
noise.
Of course.
So proud of you.
Just finished reading Nate Silver's book, so it's fresh in my mind. There are so many variables in play here that how are we going to determine what is benefiting them on field when the season rolls around?
Oh yeah, it's not a very scientific experiment.
Right. Like if half the team is doing red light therapy and half the team is doing hyperbaric chambers.
Well, if that was the case, it would be more scientific. But it's more like a third of the team is doing all of the things.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
Oh,
Yeah.
so you're proposing a better experiment.
An A/B test or something like
that. Like a headline.
Yeah, right.
Good call. This is like the Brian Johnson thing where he's just doing so many things. I watched that documentary, by the way, his Netflix documentary.
Great. One of us had to.
Don't Die, I think it's called.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty good doc. However, I will say they didn't talk about the penis thing, the boner thing.
Oh, interesting.
Where he was measuring him and his son's boners.
Yeah.
As their measure of health and virility. They left that out of the doc. This would be like doing a doc about the 2003 Yankees and leaving out that they lost to the Marlins in the World Series.
Yeah.
That's the whole reason.
Or making a movie about analytically driven teams and then excluding all the all-stars that they also had on the roster. Right? Like similar.
that would never happen.
It seems like the Phillies are kind of speedrunning the Brian Johnson methodology. Like 6 months from now, will we be talking about JT Realmuto's virility? I don't know.
I hope not. God,
I really hope not, but...
What's your knowledge level of BJ? Do you know what he's getting into besides the boner thing?
Of what?
Beach. Sorry. Keep up, dude. Come on. We got a podcast to do.
Pretty blissfully unaware, I would say. Not a character on the internet that really fascinates me, if I'm being totally honest.
I don't like his posting style, but I am fascinated by all the shit that he's taking.
I bet you are.
He's having crazy gene formatting surgeries and shit. It's unbelievable what he's into.
Yeah, just for what?
I think it's right there in the title. I think he wants to live forever.
Don't die.
Don't die.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Well, get back to me in 40 years. Let's circle back on that thesis.
And as we know from listening to this podcast, 40 years is about half the time that I have left. Okay. We have just a really interesting podcast on the agenda today. I don't even really remember how this idea was formulated, but what I do know is that Alex has put his whole chest into this one. He's really cooked up something special, and I'm excited to just let Jesus take the wheel here. And in this case, Jesus is Alex. We're doing a political alignment chart, but for the Major League Baseball teams. This will quickly make more sense as we talk more about it. And before we even get to that, the Giants have a new jersey patch sponsor that we have to place on our running list. Look at him. Look at him.
God.
He doesn't even know. We're going to do all of that. But before we do, I am Bobby Wagner.
I am Alex Baisley.
And you are listening to Tipping Pitches. Thank you to this week's new patrons, Henry, Zeke, Julian, Chase, Andrew, and Kelly. Thanks, everyone. I guess everyone popped over because of the Ayn Rand pod. They wanted to hear the Ayn Rand pod.
Mm-hmm.
Which, to that I say, I hope you were satisfied with what you got. It was a lot of discussion of Ayn Rand.
It really was.
It was more than I would have ever expected.
For.
Did you see what I made the title of the episode?
Yeah, I did. It was good.
I got a text message from my coworker who said, "Good morning to you too." Who had subscribed to our Patreon to see what we were up to.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
Which was that's a stressful proposition for me, but I'm working through it. All right. MLB.com press release. Quote, Air Wallix becomes the Giants' official jersey patch partner. The San Francisco Giants and Air Wallix, a leading global financial platform for modern businesses. A leading global financial platform for modern businesses. Today announced a multi-year partnership bringing together two organizations with a shared commitment to innovation and the city of San Francisco. As part of the agreement, Air Wallix, just going to keep saying it like that, will become the Giants' official jersey patch partner, debuting across Giants uniforms this season, beginning with spring training. Air Wallex will also serve as the Giants' official financial software partner. Glad they clarified that. Thank you.
I was wondering.
Through this partnership, the Giants and Air Wallex will highlight the role of global connection, both in business and in sport. Baseball has long been a game that brings people, cultures, and generations together. We know that from the Rays stadium renderings. And the Giants continue to support Major League Baseball's ongoing efforts to grow the game internationally. In parallel, Air Wallex enables companies, customers, and partners to operate internationally through modern financial tools, including global payment processing and spend management. So you didn't know about this, huh?
I really didn't.
Seems like a big omission from you.
It is.
This is usually your beat.
I'm usually on the beat. So please excuse oversights here. I'm coming to this fresh. You're telling me this for the first time.
Instant reactions, go.
Air Wallex, you said a lot of words in the last 2 minutes, none of which stuck in my mind. Something about payment processing and fintech and global financial systems.
Would it clarify it for you if I said the San Francisco Giants are tapping Air Wallex to bridge the gap between their local roots and international reach, ensuring their financial infrastructure is fast, borderless, and efficient?
Yes. Yes. Wow. Borderless payments.
Let's go, dude. We're doing
Giants.
Globalization again.
Yeah. No, we're doing anarchism again. They said
Ayn Rand is rolling over in her grave because of Air Wallex, dude.
So what? They're like a Stripe?
I don't know. They're like the company from Industry Season 4 that is the criminal enterprise that everyone is trying to take down Tinder. Like, that's what they sound like. Allegedly. They're Australian. They're a tech unicorn. Their valuation is currently $6.2 billion. They've raised $1.2 billion in funding. They're currently headquartered in Singapore, which is how you know they're on the up and up. Australian company headquartered in Singapore, doing business in San Francisco, Silicon Valley.
Yeah, Stripe actually tried to buy them at one point.
Know your value. Price going up.
Mm-hmm.
Now that they have the Giants jersey, I mean, come on. They just tripled in value. The coveted Giants jersey spot, which we are now on the third company in 4 years. First,
should we throw our hat into the ring at this point?
I don't see why not. Once Air Wallex goes belly up for doing insider trading or something, that spot's going to be so toxic and only we can detoxify it.
Yeah, so they started operations in the U.S. 5 years ago, it looks like.
Yeah.
If that. So, a relative newbie to the global fintech scene.
My favorite scene.
Let's see. In December 2025, Air Wallex was accused of handing sensitive American user data to Chinese government officials that create legal obligations to assist with CCP espionage upon request.
Oh, who hasn't handed over sensitive American data to the Chinese government? I mean, we know this from Motorola, remember?
Yeah, I mean, I will say that we do. Right? We make no claims about the privacy of the data that we collect. Tipping Pitch's listeners, our Patreon list does funnel directly through a back door to
all those
the
CCP leaflets that you've been getting with A-Rod's face on them. I mean, I have to say, this feels a lot more like an NBA jersey sponsor.
I know, but it being the Bay Area does make it make a little bit more sense. Like, it sounds like they are backed by funds like Sequoia.
SoftBank in there or no?
I don't know that SoftBank is in there. Tencent. I'm less familiar with their body of work.
Oh, you don't know Tencent?
It's not as much. I think they're like a Chinese investment firm, right?
Yeah, Tencent was the company that owned TikTok.
Oh, you're
they
right.
Were like the financial backer of TikTok. And of course, they're incorporated in the Cayman Islands, in case you were wondering.
All right. So global fintech and payment infrastructure. B2B payments.
Oh, nice.
Borderless transactions.
Nice. According to Wikipedia, they also do like business accounts and expense cards and payroll. So should we try this out firsthand? Read them and Weeb Novo. We're switching over to Air Wallex because of their Giants partnership.
Look, you and I are known for doing the research, putting in the work, which is why we have individually taste tested all of these brands. So Air Wallex will, I mean, you trade securities with TD Bank, right?
Yeah, no, TD Bank. No, I have not partaken in TD Bank. Once the Bank of America Merrill Lynch gets on a jersey, then we can talk.
So I don't know. What are you feeling about their placement?
Feels like they're not big enough to outpace any of the huge investment banks that we have on here, like Stifel and Guggenheim, et cetera, et cetera. Probably not more evil than an insurance company. Currently, the San Francisco Giants occupy the 13th most evil spot, which is in the middle third with Chevrolet, though Alex would have liked them to be higher. So if we can axe that off the list, do they move up or down, in your opinion? Is this company more or less evil than Chevrolet?
Probably more.
Yeah, I think so too.
We're also in like a weird part of the list where most of the companies above them do like documented evil things, right? Like union busting or are purely extractive in the commodity that they offer.
Single-handedly creating most of the food deserts in America. Yes.
Right, exactly. Rapidly accelerating climate change. So like very quantifiably evil things.
Trying to crack space travel and nuclear acceleration, for example.
Yeah. Or making concrete, so it runs the gamut.
I would like to make the case for putting them in the 11 spot between Quikrete and Star Insurance.
That feels right.
That would make them the most evil financial services company that is not one of the major investment firms, such as Guggenheim Partners.
Yeah, I mean, I do think that by default, any new fintech company that gets born into existence starts out baseline evil, right? If you've created a new financial product, you have to put in the work to prove that there is not a sort of evil purpose behind it, if that makes sense. Which is why
I haven't done the work to us yet.
Exactly. Which is why I think putting them at the top of that middle tier of financial companies makes sense.
Top of the middle tier.
the top of the middle tier.
Right, the top of the middle tier. Can I just quickly read to you? And I encourage you, if you haven't seen them, the tweets announcing this partnership. It's two tweets from the Giants. The first one, the @Air Wallex patches will debut across #SF Giants uniforms this season, period. Nothing else. And then photos of the patches. The second one, today, @Air Wallex becomes the #SF Giants official jersey patch partner, period. Nothing else. No emoji, no exclamation point. That's it.
But they're also the new official global payments partner or whatever, right? Like,
listen, Alex, official financial software partner.
Sorry.
Get it right or don't get it at all. I'm not trying to receive a cease and desist in our company's P.O. box from Charles Johnson.
What do you think old Chucky's up to these days?
Nothing good. So I'll put them at 11 between Quikrete and Star Insurance.
Mm-hmm.
More evil than Star Insurance, less evil than Quikrete. Though obviously Quikrete has been a point of contention. Do you want to move them above Quikrete?
Maybe above Quikrete. I like that.
Okay. But they're not going above Kroger, I'll tell you that much.
No shot.
For the uninitiated, we're talking about the Jersey Sponsors Morally Ranked list, which began in 2024 and has become somewhat of a running project of ours as teams have announced either changes or first-time jersey patches. I'll just run through the top 10 now since the Giants have now re-cracked the top 10. San Francisco Giants Air Wallex, and this is counting from least to most evil is the way that this list goes. So number 1, you're the most evil company. Number 28, you're the least evil company. There's some that are repeats and there's some that don't have one. I think there's only one team that doesn't have one now, by the way,
Correct.
which is the Rays,
Mhm.
which is sick. Number 10, San Francisco Giants, Air Wallach. Number 9, Cincinnati Reds, Kroger. Number 8, Chicago White Sox, CME Group. Some people were calling for us to move that one higher. Number 7, Philadelphia Phillies, Independence Blue Cross. Number 6, Los Angeles Dodgers and Guggenheim. Wow, that feels low. Number 5, St. Louis Cardinals and a Stifel. Don't call them Stifle. Number 4, Colorado Rockies, York Space Systems. Just a brand spanking new company that wants to figure out how to get nuclear arms to the moon.
The company I actually am most intrigued by on this list, like head and shoulders above everything else. I want to go to their factory. I want to buy all their merch. I need to know everything about them. So if you have the inside scoop,
I think we should do like a pipe rock theory style video about York Space Systems. Number 3, Cleveland Guardians Marathon. Number 2, Texas Rangers Energy Transfer. And number 1, the Houston Astros with Oxy, a.k.a. Occidental Petroleum. Those are the top 10 most evil jersey sponsors.
clock's ticking, Mr. Zapowski.
I'm not even going to correct you.
Patrick Zapluski, right?
Nope. No, actually keep going until you get it. I want to see how long it takes.
I know.
Switch some of the consonants up.
Puzlewski.
He just became a hockey player all of a sudden. Zalupski.
Zalupski.
Zalupski. Zapluski was funny, though. Yeah, time's ticking. All right, it's time. Time for what, you might ask? Well, it's time for the title of this episode, which you probably already read the description for. It's the MLB political alignment chart. Do people know what a political alignment chart is? Did I make up that term? Is that a term?
I think that's a good term. Political compass. I think some people refer to it that way.
You know, when you were in high school and you were like, what are my politics? Where do I land? Or when you were in college or maybe last week or whatever. The political alignment chart. Where you have an economic axis and a social axis. And typically, this would be a bunch of questions that you get asked by one of these surveys, and then they put you on that chart next to like a historical figure or something like that. And you see like, oh, this is where my politics land. We decided to try to figure out a way to do that for baseball. And what we have come up with is rather than doing it for the owners, which was what the original idea was, just doing it for the teams, like the vibe of the team in general. Heavily influenced by the owner's behavior, I would have to assume.
Mm-hmm.
But the team and the organization just spans beyond what the owner is. And we are going to be doing this with the help of an actual chart that Alex has built. And we're going to be placing the logos on the alignment chart so that you can follow along at home. The only place to watch this video, besides the private Vimeo feed, of course. Just mailing that joke in now at this point. Like, it's just, I don't even think people are laughing at it at home, probably. Is, of course, Patreon. If you're a paying Patreon member, you can get this. If you just want to buy just this post to go along with this episode at home as sort of a supplementary material, you know, like when you had to buy like a workbook in college to go along with your textbook.
I don't know that I was really buying workbooks in college necessarily, but
that's because you didn't really do any like the language classes. You were just mailing those in.
Yeah, that's true.
I had to.
We did like coloring books, but
at NYU that probably did happen in some classes. A friend of mine is visiting this weekend. He told me that he took a class in college called Water and Water 2.
Wow.
I was really intrigued by that.
But so did they figure it all out? Did they answer the age-old question? What is water?
They came to the conclusion that we should use all of it to cool data centers.
Cool. Okay, that's good.
They birthed that idea. You can follow along at home. You can buy this post for like $3 or whatever, too. I'll put the link in the description. If you're already a patron, you'll have access to it. You will also have access to seeing us record this podcast on video because it'll be along with the video of the alignment chart. And it'll probably be like pretty unedited because neither of us really knows how to edit video that much. So it's really a great experience or a great opportunity I don't know if it's going to be a great experience. We'll find out.
I'm really excited for this. We've been kicking this idea around for probably a year. And every time it's time for us to do it, we say, I don't think we're ready for this. Kick the can down the road.
It's been on the schedule for that long.
Yes, it has been on the schedule for that long. And you know what? At some point, you got to rip the Band-Aid off. You just got to put yourself out there. And that's
Can you
what we're
rip it
doing
for
today.
us? Because you've prepared just a beautiful outline document that I have no notes on other than the fact that you have the doc in the wrong font. But that's okay. You just went to the default font of Arial. Size 13 is interesting, though. 13 and 11 are the two font sizes you've chosen.
Yeah, well, 11's the default. 13, I sized it up a couple ticks for the headers. You love Georgia, which I don't
Georgia.
mind, but it feels a little clunky. It's a little
clunky.
It's just a little. It's a robust font.
I'm a robust guy.
You are, Bobby. Yes, put a lot of work into this outline doc. I would say roughly every month or two, there is an episode that leads to one of us going on an absolute bender in the middle of the night and doing some incredible deep dives, research documents, spreadsheets, matrices, all of the above.
We have like 3 of those coming out over the next month.
We do. Yes, we do. So I hope you guys like them. Hope you guys like when we put the work.
I actually don't give a shit if you like them. If you don't like them, don't inbox me, as the kids say, as Gen Z says.
That's that. That's the idea.
All right, take us through the concepts then.
All right, let's do it. I mean, you explained what the political compass is, right? Mm-hmm. So the x-axis is typically economic left.
Oh no! You already skipped over the part where you have this awesome sort of newscaster intro for the concept. let's put on like our deep voice and let's popcorn back and forth for each question. All right?
Okay. All right.
How do teams operate as institutions of power?
How do their actions reflect their economic and social values?
We examine all 30 teams, workplaces, and power structures, and place them on a political compass. I wish I had sound effects that we could play live, because then it would be in the video, but I'm probably going to put it in post for our audio-only listeners. For those of us who don't have the private video feed. All right, go do the economic axis. What is this?
Yeah, economic axis. To be clear, that is the x-axis.
That's horizontal for all of our non-math majors.
For all of us who had coloring workbooks in college. Does the team actually spend on their players? Do they invest in their team? Is it accessible to fans? Basically, how do they treat the product of baseball? Is baseball itself the product? Or is it merely a vehicle for wealth extraction, for wage suppression? I want to be very, very clear that the goals of this project are to do something extremely cheeky and subjective in putting all these teams on a chart.
Strap that up in a bow and put that for every episode.
And
cheeky and subjective.
Exactly. And also have it be completely unassailable and airtight, 100% defensible. So I want to say that up front.
Please know that when giving notes on the podcast.
Yep.
Listener.
And then on the Y,
these axes, by the way, -5 to 5.
Yeah,
0 being the dead center.
Yeah,
Okay.
That's kind of how I was thinking about it. On the y-axis, that's vertical, right? Okay.
Up,
social, up down. Yes.
Do you know the difference between longitude and latitude? Just take a stab. Get a 50-50 shot here. Which one's which?
I use. What do you mean? Which one's which?
Like which one's the X and which one's the Y axis of the globe?
I think lat is the X axis.
Okay.
Is that right?
I don't know. Listeners will tell you.
I deal with coordinates every day, but I don't actually know which one is which.
Oh, wait, you do?
They come packaged together for me, so it doesn't really matter.
Awesome.
It's a machine's job to figure that out. The social axis, does the team allow autonomy and an expression, both maybe in the way that they play the game, in the way that the team is constructed, in terms of ownership involvement, that would fall on the libertarian side of the axis, or
Ayn Rand.
Ayn Rand.
Ayn Rand.
Or do they impose a top-down control, a rigidity that comes from ownership? Not necessarily ownership. It could come from sort of organizational ethos, as we might see. But these are the teams that fall on the authoritarian side of the social scale.
I like what you've got here, explaining the axes and setting sort of a benchmark for each team.
Yeah, does it track to you? I don't know. This might be the first time that you're actually looking at some of the details in this.
No, I read this.
Okay.
I read this doc. I do my
All right.
homework.
You do.
Economic left means things like high payroll relative to revenue, private stadium financing, that's a big one, reasonable market ticket pricing, revenue sharing behavior, etc. In other words, the team acts like the money it makes should go back into baseball. I believe on the podcast we might have described this as like lowercase L liberal behavior with your finances. The benchmark for this might be the Dodgers. Economic right means things like low payroll.
Video viewers actually do know right now.
I can't believe so. Okay, when we got on the Riverside, you were wearing this ridiculous LA Dodgers World Series title hat. And I just
Why is it ridiculous?
I need to know so much more about where it came from, who got it for you, why you have it. Like, you're not a Dodgers fan. Are you announcing live on the podcast right now that you're exploring Dodgers fandom?
I don't know. Might depend on where they end up on the compass.
Wow, he's a bad boy, ladies and germs. Society is moving to strike against the Dodgers, and Alex, he's getting in their corner right now.
Your hate only brings me closer to them.
What's Let's like Star Wars 3, Chapter 3, Revenge of the Sith. What is it? Like your
hate will make you, your anger makes you powerful or something like that. Yeah.
That was pretty good. That was a good Star Wars quoting by us.
All right,
yeah,
good.
We nailed it.
Yeah, it is just like that.
Economic right means things like low payroll relative to revenue, stadium deals that extract major public subsidies, ticket price gouging, pocketing revenue sharing checks, like all the teams in MLB. Benchmark would be like the A's, for example. Libertarian, it feels like libertarian and authoritarian is probably the distinguishing factor of this ranking. Like, we talk a lot about the economics of this. Let's just say for the podcast, we talk a lot about the x-axis a lot. I don't know that we always talk about the y-axis.
Right.
We do get into it from time to time, but it's not like the through line of this pod.
Yeah, I would agree. I think we sometimes talk about how authority is expressed through an economic lens, but in terms of organizational hierarchies and mandates, I think outside of a couple examples, generally speaking, we live and let live, right? You could say we take a libertarian approach to social issues in baseball.
How does live and let live differ from live and let die?
Yeah, that's a fascinating question. And you've derailed this whole segment. I'm not going to be able to think about anything else. And how does it differ from live and let learn?
I don't think I've heard that one. I've just heard live and learn. Don't learn, just live and learn.
I could be mixing some things up.
I'd like to live and let everyone learn. I mean, I want people to learn.
Yeah.
I like learning. I'm pro learning.
Right.
I don't know if that's a dangerous thing to say these days.
We might have to appeal to the listeners on this one.
Because there's the song, it's like they say live and let die. Why not live and let live?
That's true.
Sort of a memento mori approach.
I don't know what that means.
What? Come on, really?
Yeah.
Memento mori is kind of like the opposite of Brian Johnson. Memento mori means, it's in Latin for remember you'll die. Or remember you must die, depending on the interpreter. And that's kind of like a way of championing life. Like, you must die, then like you might as well live. I can tell it's washing over your face.
It is washing. There's also just someone yelling outside of my apartment building, and it's really distracting me.
He's trying to live and let live out there.
I guess so. No shade. I mean, it's fun. We got a snow day out here right now.
I'm distracted by this man yelling. I'm not going to lie.
It's really getting picked up, isn't it?
It's getting picked up. Probably not going to make it in for the audio listeners, but for the visual listeners. All right, let's move along. Let's live and let live here.
What are we on to? We're authoritarian. Yes. So respecting player autonomy. This is on the libertarian side of things. Respecting player autonomy. Maybe the front office and the coaching staff have actual authority over what happens on the field. Distributed decision making, etc. These, I would say, if the economic variables are the ones that are a little bit easier to pin down and put numbers to, the social scale is going to be a lot more, I guess, anecdotal. We might have some general ideas about organizations, but I don't know that there's hard data that we can link to this. The authoritarian side, and the benchmark is probably, in my eyes, a team like the Padres, which generally sees large autonomy in getting to put the team together the way they would like to do that, in terms of the way they allow players to express themselves. That has not always been the case. We might get into that. Authoritarian is the opposite. Owner micromanagement or front office micromanagement. Rigid adherence to organizational philosophies, whether traditional. This could sort of fall in two different camps, right? It could be rigid adherence to the traditional regressive way of putting together a baseball team, or the other end of the spectrum, a team like the Rays.
All right, let's not give away too many more teams and where they're placed. How do you want to go through placing them? Should we go by division? Should we go by quadrant and who we think will land in each? I'm a little bit like, wait, but how do we know whether that's the right spot for them if we're not like placing them in real time? I also think that this should be a living document. We love a living document.
We do.
Much in the same way that the Constitutional Congress or whatever love a living document. So like as we're going through and we're like, wait, we maybe jumped the gun a little and put them like as a 5 when they shouldn't have been a 5.
Mm-hmm.
So I think we should be able to move it in real time, or you should be able to move it in real time since you're the one with the Canva skills to be doing this. How do you want to go? Alphabetically? Division?
I don't have it broken out by division. Here, I'm going to share my screen with you.
Okay. As you do, I'm going to go grab a pen. Just keep going. Just keep going. We'll do it live. Like the video viewers will be able to see me get up and grab a pen. Mission accomplished.
Beautiful. Beautifully done. Can you see
this is nice. Yeah, this is what we want. This is what we want.
Good. Yeah.
Come on, you got Fenway in the background? That's nice.
Yeah. Or was Fenway Park?
I'm just doing it manually. I'm just going to draw it so that I can follow along at home. What about Fenway Park?
Initial logo for tipping pitches. A photo just like this, exactly.
I love that logo. Should we go back to that logo?
Maybe we should. Yeah. Do you want to go by
breaking news
by quadrant? Is that the easiest way of doing this? Do you want to set benchmarks, like put a team in each corner as the reference point?
My brain wants to go by team because I don't have an idea in my head of where each team will land.
Think we're going to have to go by team
by team.
Right.
No, but like rather than start in one of the quadrants and go by the quadrant, I want a little bit more randomness to it because I think I need to individually assess each team, not think like, oh, I'm in the right authoritarian quadrant.
Right.
Like,
okay.
Let me think of all the teams that I think land here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I feel you.
What if we just go in the order that you have the logos there?
Okay, great. Beautiful. It's like roughly backwards alphabetical in 3 rows. I thought this made the most sense to do it.
Was it like an aesthetic choice?
It's just all the logos got put. I don't know. It literally does not matter.
I just want to commend your Canva skills.
Thank you.
I love to see a man operating in Canva, Men in traditionally female roles.
Made with 2 hands. 2 hands right here. Computer did not touch this. Just pointing that out.
Wait a second.
Yeah.
But it's on a computer. So a computer is still touching it.
Well, if you do have any questions, rest not.
Computer didn't touch this.
We
big
will
dog.
be able to ask Canva questions about anything on this sheet as it comes up.
I'd love to ask Canva what they think of the final product. Like, did we nail it or what? All right.
Okay. Do you want to just start alphabetical then?
No, I want to start in the order you have. Oh, you're starting at the
I'm
bottom?
saying, yeah.
All
It's
right, whatever. Yeah.
It's like
You choose. You choose. This is your. Remember Jesus take the wheel, the whole analogy I did? You remember that?
Jesus needs a co-host.
Yeah.
All right.
Jesus was kind of monopoding in a lot of the Bible. New Testament is a lot of monopods.
It is a lot of monopods. Let's start with the Diamondbacks, shall we?
Okay.
Owned by Ken Kendrick. Maybe a bit of an anticlimactic one to start out with. So we put some research together around revenues and payrolls, as well as public investment in stadiums. Chase Field, mostly publicly funded. I think about 80% has come from public funds.
For now.
Yeah, right. They've received an additional $500 million in the last few years.
I mean, who has not received an additional $500 million in the last few years?
I'm always asking city council for infrastructure upgrades.
Should we drop the special tax districts knowledge? Dude, I can't say that phrase.
I know you can't.
And that's why I don't even try.
But interestingly, they do spend money like moderately well. They're not on the level of a team like the Yankees, say, but they are not necessarily running poverty payrolls.
Correct.
I will say in terms of autonomy, Torey Lovello has been known as sort of the face of upper management in the clubhouse.
I'm kind of pissed that that's how he pronounces his name. It's just not spelled like that.
No, it's not.
And I don't know this for sure, but I have to assume he's Italian because that sounds like an Italian last name. And Italian is famously the most phonetic language.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So don't pronounce vowels as different vowels. It's throwing off my entire understanding of the language of my forefathers. This is the energy I'm bringing to this pod. I'm trying to break you down.
This is good.
I'm trying to just throw the whole exercise off this whole time.
Yeah, they have among the most affordable, I guess, ticket pricing and total all-in family cost of attending. So I don't know. We're in a weird spot with this one where they have some more progressive tendencies as well as some more, I guess, authoritarian tendencies. I
would like to assess. Yeah. You were moving.
I'm sorry. I'm hands off.
I would like to just assess the vibe of the franchise.
Yeah.
And of Arizona in general. Can I throw this into the mix, just into the sauce?
Please.
We're adding a little bit of different spice into the sauce.
Mm-hmm.
Arizona, weird place.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like a little bit New Hampshire-esque, live free or die of the West, of the Southwest. But does that
different from live and let die?
Where do we chart live free or die on this whole spectrum of live and let live and live and let die,
or live free and die hard? That's
or die hard with a vengeance, for that matter.
I don't know. There's a lot to consider.
DH with a V. I think they are more libertarian than authoritarian.
Okay.
It doesn't feel like anyone tells you how to be a Diamondbacks fan. There's 100 different uniforms you could buy.
Yep.
They change by the hour. It feels like they've had some cool uniforms. They're willing to use teal in a way that not a lot of teams would be willing to use teal. That doesn't feel super authoritarian. The fascists don't like color. The Diamondbacks do. So they're libertarian.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that.
But they're only like slightly left economically. Or you seem to be hovering towards the right for them.
Well, I don't know. I think they're sort of in the middle on this one, honestly. Okay. I don't think they are a strong lean left or right.
It'd be such a funny outcome if everyone was just in the middle at
right
the end
here.
Of this project.
No, I'm willing to accept that in terms of how they invest into their team, it might be slightly left.
Yeah.
So like
although on the spectrum of the whole league, I think that feels good. And remember, this is written in pencil, not pen.
Exactly.
Mine is written in pen.
All right, great. We've made our first placement.
Gorgeous. Who's next?
And for the audio listeners, it's going to be really fun describing where all of these teams are on the chart. So I do encourage you.
I got it.
All right.
No, I got it. I don't want to encourage you to do
what are the
anything.
lat long coordinates of this?
1 click left, 2 clicks south.
Oh, right. Clicks.
South? I don't know. 1 click left, 2 clicks down.
All right. The Atlanta Braves.
I just want to commend you. This looks gorgeous.
Thank you.
I'm acting like you designed the logos. Like, the
I
logos
know.
look great.
I was just copy pasted all of these things in here, but I appreciate it anyway.
Just trying to gas you up a little, you know?
Always. I'll never
All right,
turn
who's
that
next?
down.
Braves?
Braves.
Oh my God, bro. Oh my God, bro.
Initial vibes.
You could do the official intro. You could say all the research that you've gotten here.
All right. Braves. Owned by Liberty Media. Generally runs a mid to high payroll. Truist Park was funded with about a 50-50 split between public and private.
Mm-hmm.
Not the most affordable.
Sounds like a PPP to me.
That does sound like a PPP.
Public-private partnership.
Not the most affordable place to see a baseball game, but they do invest in their team, albeit in a somewhat authoritarian way.
Mm-hmm.
I think I might say. I don't know. How would you consider the Braves sort of economic model?
Their economic model,
or their social model.
I do think, if I'm being fair to the Braves, which is hard for me to do, I think that they spend pretty liberally compared to, not libertarian-esque, but liberally, lowercase L. We're throwing around a lot of terms here. I think they run a decent payroll, but factoring in the totality of factors that you've listed here, which is like affordability of the ballpark, the public-private partnership, the economic interests of the franchise as a whole. Like, they're more of a landlord than a baseball team. So I actually think they score pretty poorly on the x-axis.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe like 3/4, like 3/5 if it's on a 5-point scale over to the right on the x-axis. And I'm just going to come right out and say it. They're all the way at the top in authoritarian. There is absolutely nothing libertarian about being a Braves fan.
Mm-hmm.
They literally do brainwashing at the stadium.
That's true.
They play a song for you to do a fascist chant to.
Uh-huh.
I mean, it doesn't get much more authoritarian than that.
I believe when there were talks about getting rid of the tomahawk chop, that was, pardon the pun, axed by ownership. They said, no, that's part of our culture right here.
Yes.
So again, if you're thinking about top-down directives, rigid organizational hierarchies and philosophies, it's true. They do spend liberally, but they do it in a way that still ensures they are extracting the maximum value out of it. They're not spending stupid money.
It kind of reminds me of how fascist countries spend a lot on like big buildings and armies. That's like kind of how the Braves operate.
Well said. All right, so the placement feels good then.
I think like one more click to the right economically.
One economic click to the right.
Yeah, that's
there
good.
we go.
So for the audio listeners, they're like four out of 5 to the right, and all the way
And like
5 out of 5
authoritarian.
authoritarian.
On authoritarian. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gosh, this is easy.
We have 28 to go.
That brings us to the Baltimore Orioles. You know them, you love them. Really fascinated to see where they end up, which quadrant they end up in, because I've kind of been going back and forth.
Tell me more about that.
Well, Bobby, I'm so glad you asked. Orioles at an interesting juncture right now with a recent transition in ownership. I would say for an extended period of time there, their organizational philosophy, such that it existed, was known to be somewhat, stodgy, like a little bit stale. not that interested in thinking outside the box? Under one Dave Rubenstein, will this change? And is the problem at the ownership level, or is it at the GM level with a guy like Mike Elias, who has been around for a while? The Camden Yards was, I believe, entirely publicly funded, and they're getting another $1 billion for renovations. They do spend commensurate to the revenue that they pull in pretty well, all things considered.
They also receive revenue sharing.
They do receive revenue sharing, and still seem to
seemingly
spend some
put
of
it in the team.
Yeah. Mhm.
And of course, educating the children of Baltimore.
Right. Yes, of course. Naturally. How could we forget? But in terms of like social,
Yeah.
I don't know. There's a lot that has been said about the youth movement in Baltimore, right? And players expressing themselves.
Are you about to say that they're authoritarian because they just have a bunch of dudes who look like Gunnar Henderson?
No, I'm about to say the opposite. I almost think they are a little too libertarian, where there's little to no coherent organizational philosophy.
Oh, is now the part where we talk about where we would land on this? Or is that for later?
That's for later. Okay. That's for the Patreon's Patreon.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All that to say.
That's where we pay you to listen to us.
I don't know. My initial thoughts are somewhere in this quadrant.
Yeah. I agree. I think they're in the left libertarian quadrant.
Okay.
I don't think they're super left, though. I think they're more libertarian than left.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So further down on the y-axis than they are left on the x-axis.
Yeah.
But they're not like... Well, I guess they are. I guess they are kind of fun. Are the Orioles fun?
I think
like their logo is fun and like whimsical. You know, they're doing the beer bong celebration. The fans are pretty fun. They have a beautiful ballpark that is a testament to art and civic centers.
Mm-hmm.
I like where you have them right now, which is to say like 1.5, clicks left. I just don't want to keep saying
Gotta commit to it now.
I don't have to. This is my fucking podcast. I don't have to do anything. And like 4 clicks down.
Yep.
All right. They're in the Diamondbacks zone, but something about being in Baltimore versus being in Arizona feels quite different.
I agree. Next, we're shipping up to Boston, baby. Boston Red Sox. Where do they fall on the scale? Generally speaking, they run a moderate payroll, I would say. One that does not necessarily stack up to the amount of revenue that they bring in. Obviously, they're housed under Fenway Sports Group, which is a sort of conglomerate of all of John Henry's varied sporting interests.
Wait, real quick.
Yes.
The revenue number that you're using, is this from Forbes? From our beloved Forbes?
It is from our beloved Forbes.
All right, I just want to cite our sources.
Okay, all right, yeah. They believe this is the Forbes 2024 estimate, and then I'm looking at 2025 opening day payrolls.
Sweet. This is a scholarly endeavor, and I think we should treat it as
incredibly.
such.
No. That's a great point. I appreciate you calling me in. Fenway Park, built a million years ago, privately funded. I think. I don't know. It cost like $40,000 to like build a stadium back then. I think. I don't really know.
You kind of had to fund it privately back then. Like they hadn't won when it came to lobbying yet.
No, they were sort of like, you want us to do what for the little game that you and your boys play after work? Like
they're like, we have World War I to worry about.
Exactly.
We just learned what mustard gas is.
We need to steal
give you $40,000 for your baseball stadium.
Extremely pricey to go and see a Boston Red Sox game. They are a revenue sharing payer, And I don't know. They have been relatively, I guess, stingy on an economic front, right? Very famously, they have committed to not going over the luxury tax many a time, and drawn a hard and fast line when it comes to payroll.
Now, hard and fast line is an interesting colloquialism. Let's get into that a little.
I agree. Yes. Yeah.
What fast? Where does that even come into play here?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
As a quality for a line is just inanimate. How can it be fast or slow? Or is it about the nature that you draw the line, where you're like,
I think it's
I'm
about
pressing hard
you're
and
pressing
fast,
so hard. Yes.
so really indicate to you how serious I am about
Right.
this.
The line wasn't there, and boom, hard and fast. It's there. It's done.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
I like bright line as a metaphor. Like we crossed a bright red line or something like that.
Ooh, yeah. Especially if it's in the sand. Oh
yeah.
my God.
A little spray paint. Okay, where are the Red Sox? Probably economically right, actually.
I think
it's
so.
Amassing a lot of wealth.
Yeah.
Through the baseball team.
Mm-hmm.
They feel like an interesting foil for the Mets, which I know we're not at yet, but
yeah.
I'll be interested to see where these two teams land in conjunction to each other, spiritually, economically, culturally, whatever, socially, fiscally, liberal,
conservatively,
socially, conservative,
hypothetically,
just like you. Okay, so economically right. I don't have a great read on whether they're authoritarian or libertarian. What are your initial thoughts on that? I have a lean, but I could be convinced either way.
I'm not entirely sure either, because I think on an economic front, they are pretty authoritarian, right? Like,
Wait,
I know I'm just blending that.
we have folks. a third plane has hit the compass.
I suppose. Okay. All right. I'll rephrase. Fine. Economic right, I would say. I think they lean economic right, as you so put it so well. However, in terms of organizational philosophy and top-down mandates, it doesn't feel incredibly authoritarian. They like their guys. They stick with their guys.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like there's only one way to be a Red Sox.
No.
Or a Red Sox fan.
Right. Yeah.
Chicken and beer.
Yeah.
WEEI, like those things we're all part of the same beautiful melting pot of Red Sox fandom.
So libertarian.
Dunkin' Donuts. What are some other things that I associate with the Sox? Yeah, I think they're libertarian.
Here comes the pizza. Yes. Libertarian, maybe slightly less so than the Orioles.
I think probably equal to the Orioles.
Okay.
Yeah. They are. There's nothing that feels authoritarian about Fenway Park. Let me say that. Let me say it that way.
Correct. Yes. That's a free for all. That is laissez-faire come to life.
Ayn Rand would be proud.
Yeah.
The market is thriving in Fenway Park. Okay,
she's rolling happily in her grave.
We got to keep moving. We got to keep moving.
Do.
We
have a lot of work to do. The Chicago Cubs.
Oh man,
another interesting one to place. Wrigley, similarly privately funded, being built more than 100 years ago. Honestly, the Cubs seem to track relatively closely to the Red Sox in my book, in that there is an ownership group that sets hard and fast red lines in the sand when it comes to spending money.
Red lines.
hard and fast, bright red lines in the sand.
If we weren't doing this like really high wire act episode idea, that would be a great title for the pod. But it feels like we have to title the pod like MLB Team Political Axis, whatever. Like,
here's what you get inside. But in terms of like authoritarian tendencies, I outside of setting the limits on spending money, I don't see them as incredibly overly meddlesome.
Yeah.
But I'm open to hearing differently.
Feels like the Ricketts have kind of nothing to do with what the vibe or aesthetic of being a Cubs fan is.
Yes.
most of the Cubs traditions existed before them and will exist after them, and that doesn't feel like a very authoritarian regime to me.
However, sitting in Wrigley Field
is an authoritarian experience.
It is a very fascist experience. Yes.
Also, walking around to some of the bars afterwards feels
I'm like, oh my God.
like the fascist cultural project.
So I don't know. I was leaning libertarian, but I think I'm on the other side of the fence now.
What if we just put them smack in the middle?
Yeah.
Not like middle, but like economic, slightly right, authoritarian, libertarian middle.
How does this feel?
That feels great.
Spot on.
We're really good at doing this idea that only we came up with and only we could ever do.
Onto the south side of town.
Now here's
White
where
Sox.
we're going to get into it.
Here's where we start setting some lines. Chicago White Sox, owned by one Jeremy, not a nickname. Reinsdorf.
I love whatever just happened there. I loved it. Jeremy, as we know him here.
Pitiful.
Wait, I need to wait. Oh, sorry.
What?
Sorry.
What?
I need to remedy a big mistake that we just made.
Okay, yeah.
We just passed by the Red Sox 2 teams ago without me even talking about John Henry and his legumes and giving an opportunity to play our new song. So let me...
Oh, okay, yes.
John Henry grew up in the soy fields, trading futures, trading stocks, to one day he achieved his boyhood dream, one day owning the Red Sox. He's the smartest guy in the room, with a pocket full of legumes.
Hell yeah. Thanks, Shane. Okay, we can move on to the White Sox now, to Jeremy. And I'm already preloading the Castellini for later. Don't worry about that. It's going to be ready to go in real time. It's a professional operation we're running here.
The White Sox, you know them, you love them. It's austerity baseball come to life. Micromanagement is the ethos. That is decisions running through Jeremy. Right? The buck stops with him.
Right. Where he draws the line in the sand, no one crosses. Yeah, economically right.
Yeah.
I'm torn though, because it's obviously coming right off where we've put the Cubs. And if I'm being honest, the experience of being a Cubs fan feels like a more authoritarian act than the experience of being a White Sox fan.
I agree.
But as organizations, are the White Sox authoritarian or libertarian? I'm torn on that front. Like, I don't even really know what we're assessing other than the vibes of the franchise when it comes to authoritarian or libertarian. So help me out here. Help me out. What were you thinking? Their stadium sponsor
is that question.
Their stadium sponsor is like weird.
Yeah. It's interesting because on the one hand, there are authoritarian tendencies, in part or due in almost entirely to Reinsdorf's involvement with the team, right? But it doesn't necessarily feel like there is a coherent ideology that is like forced upon players and fans, right? There is not necessarily a White Sox way. You know?
Could argue that maybe they'd be better off if there was.
Well, exactly.
It's kind of what you were saying about the Orioles, where you were like, they could afford to be a little more authoritarian. They could have some ideas for once.
Well, this is, as I was doing the research for this, I was sort of like, I think the libertarian teams need to become more authoritarian. So this
is the beginning of your political reimagination.
I agree that they are more libertarian than the Cubs.
Okay. But also slightly more right.
And also slightly more right. Like
that feels like a good spot for them. Yeah.
Do both teams need to shift up anymore?
No.
Okay. Good.
Every choice we've made so far is unassailable, in my opinion.
That's true, yeah. Okay. On to Cleveland, then.
Cleveland. I'll do
Nope,
some.
that's
some,
nope. That's
you
that's
skipped
not
over.
that's not the Cleveland logo.
Man, you
That
skipped
is-
over Bob.
That
you
is skipped over. How could
skipped
I?
over
And
young
more importantly,
Bob.
Phil. Yeah, Cincinnati
Reds.
Almost entirely publicly funded stadium.
Well, Great America funded it.
That's right. Payroll a relative pittance to the not insignificant revenue that this team generates, although it's somewhat affordable to attend a game there. I don't know. They have never really made huge splashes. I don't want to say never, but in recent years, not been ones to spend lavishly, to spend beyond their means. They are a revenue sharing receiver. How much of that actually makes it into the team, I think, is probably open for debate. And we'll never know until we see the books.
You're fretting over this one.
I
how
am
would
fretting
describe
over
your
this
facial
one a
expression
little
for
bit,
anyone who's
yeah.
not on the Vimeo. Yeah, I think they're right. Maybe about equally as right as the White Sox.
Mm-hmm. But like a little more.
I think they're just a touch, maybe a click and a half authoritarian, actually.
Yeah.
Well, maybe even more, though, because where you're going to go is quite
That's
authoritarian.
pretty. Yes, that is pretty authoritarian.
It's occupying a big space in my mind when I think
Yeah.
about what the franchise is like.
All right, so maybe like two clicks up.
I think they're like, yeah. I think they're like authoritarian with players sort of helping drag them back down towards libertarian. Like Joe Votto is like weird and sort of throws a wrench in the idea of what it means to be a Red, but then like the Charlie Hustle, Pete Rose era sort of dictated on only one way of being a Red, the big red machine.
Mm-hmm.
It feels like a lot of nostalgia associated with just a very authoritarian concept.
Yeah.
And now Ellie is like so cool and like blowing that image up a little bit. So they're certainly not anywhere close to where the Braves are in terms of authoritarianism.
Mm-hmm.
But I do think that they are top down.
Yeah.
Where are you going to go? A symbol of the authoritarian slide of the Midwest.
Yes, exactly. That was the Overton window moving in real time.
Yeah. Okay.
Guardians.
Wait.
Wait. Oh no!
You just made this mistake, and you're gonna skip the jingle again. All right. Where are you gonna go? You're gonna go right here, and you're gonna listen to me play the Carrot King, Bob Castellini himself.
He's got carrots and lettuce and mushrooms, porcini, the vegetable king, Bob Castellini.
All right, Guardians.
Guards. Mm-hmm.
I love when we get to the teams where I can tell like you don't think about this team very much.
You're right. I'm just sort of like
I don't even know where to start.
I'm not even certain they exist. Yeah, owned by the Dolans. They run a relatively meager payroll.
I'll say.
In a stadium that is mostly publicly funded, roughly 75% or so, maybe a little bit more. Very rigid, I think, in organizational philosophy.
Agreed.
It's very clear what their strengths are, and they invest heavily in them. Mm-hmm. They have shown a penchant for
pensions.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Not penance.
Is that different than penchant, which is the word that I think you were going for? What's penchants?
That's like.
Am I wrong?
I don't know.
Is it the kids who are wrong?
No, it's our pod, so it's you can use either one. They're interchangeable.
All right, swag. That's a sort of a libertarian approach to language.
Exactly. Generally stable in their front office environments, right? Yeah. Not a ton of turnover there. Again, they bring their guys in, they trust them, but They trust the guys to do it their way.
Correct. Their way being don't ever develop a good hitter, but
Exactly.
constantly churn out awesome right-handed pitchers.
That's correct. Yeah.
That's the Guardians' way. I think that they are one click further right than the Reds and one click further authoritarian than the Reds too.
Ooh, okay. I like it.
Something about it's hard for me to say. Like, let me ask you this. When you're thinking about where we're placing these teams, are you thinking about like the median fan too? Or are you leaving fans out of this?
I never think about the median fan. I don't care what the median fan
You're the
thinks.
president of the fans union. Because the org made what was a pretty shocking decision
Mhm.
when they changed the name and
Right.
logo.
Mhm.
However, the fans treated that in a fascist way.
Right.
So I don't know how to square that circle unless we really iron out whether I'm supposed to be factoring in the median fan or not.
I think it's case by case. I think if it helps the
Hell
purposes
yes.
of your argument, by all means. I have not generally been thinking about fans when putting this together. I was thinking more about organizational mandates.
But you have to admit the entirety of the Chief Wahoo debacle
Yeah.
feels like something that would happen under an authoritarian regime. It's like,
Yes.
we did not genuflect to racist iconography enough.
Mm-hmm. So more than the Reds, we think? I don't know.
That being
I feel
said, now I'm sort of forgetting. I forgot that Mr. Red sort of looks like a hipster. You know, he looks like a libertarian. I'm starting to question myself.
I don't know. I feel pretty good about where this
Okay.
is.
All right, good.
And not just for the sake of time, but not disregarding that either.
Let's
we
keep it moving.
moved to the Rockies. Awesome one. Awesome one.
Can I just rip right off the top here where I think they should be?
Yeah.
I think they should be in the middle on the x-axis, like dead center,
Okay.
all the way to libertarian.
Yes, I agree. I agree with that. I think I would maybe put them slightly right, but again, I don't even think there's like coherence in economic strategy.
It's incredibly affordable to go to the games. They don't juice the org for every opportunity that they can because they
Mhm.
took forever to get a jersey patch sponsor, and like they don't actually charge that much to go there. Like their whole
Yeah.
thing is about we sell out,
Mhm.
and that feels that we let the market decide.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean Montfort, despite his meddling, which I think
He feels like the
does
most libertarian guy.
from
like,
time to time,
politically speaking.
he does feel like the most libertarian guy. At no point in the last 10 years has it been clear that there's any organizational philosophy at all. Frankly, kind of off the charts when it comes to player and coach autonomy. It's like, yeah, whatever you think is best.
Great.
I love it.
Tigers. Yeah.
Kind of a tough one to place. Not a ton of strong feeling. You'll find that I don't have a ton of strong feelings about, frankly,
The
either of
flyover
the central
states.
divisions.
The flyover state.
Exactly. Yeah.
You're bringing shame to the Tipping Pitches podcast. I have some strong feelings about the Tigers.
Okay. All right.
I want to factor in like the whole history of the Tigers org here too,
All right.
because they feel one of the most in and of a city teams that we have.
In and
Like,
of the city.
in and of the city. Yes.
Oh my God.
That they embody Detroit identity. Their iconography, their logos are very iconic. They feel like a beloved team. They, throughout the years, have actually spent past their means. You know,
Mhm.
currently they're in a little bit more of a conservative holding pattern when it comes to how they spend. But even still, they're probably in the middle of the pack, slightly above the
Yeah.
middle of the pack in terms of how much they spend based on their revenue, and pretty affordable. And they have created some of the most beloved stadiums when it comes to the base in-game experience.
Mhm.
So I would argue their the furthest left on the economic scale that we have encountered so far. So a touch, maybe a point or two.
A
On the
point.
graph
How does
further
that
left than the
compare to a
Orioles?
click? Is that more or less than a click?
It's
Is
a
a click
1-1.
3 points?
Thanks for asking. Well, what's the value of the dollar right now?
All right. So we're further left than the Orioles.
And I think that we're libertarian, not authoritarian for the
Mhm.
Tigers.
I think so too.
Do you agree?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
the Illich family is generally hands off from like a culture perspective, not super involved in like huge team decisions. Doesn't seem like there's like rigidity when it comes there.
mm-hmm.
How do we feel about this? Maybe even more libertarian?
Great.
Okay, never mind.
Yeah, maybe one down. One down.
1 click or 1 point?
1 acre?
Okay.
No, that's not right.
Uh,
Oh my god. I'm so excited.
all
I'm
right.
so excited.
We're a third of the way there. What? Do you want to do this one right now? Start at the
yeah,
top?
I do.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
We have A's.
We do have athletics.
I have actually a question.
Okay. Yeah.
Are the A's there? Why are the A's there? Was that based on Oakland? Was that based on Sacramento? Alphabetically, like why did you place the A's where they are?
Oh. Yes, I think that the site that I downloaded these logos from did refer to them as the Oakland A's, which is why they are in the O section.
Is that
Right,
even right? Oh, we
Yeah,
Oh, you have to go to the bottom if we want to continue alphabetically.
that's correct. Yes.
That's visually very confusing. Visually very confusing, actually. So
Is
no. Let's go back down to the Astros.
all
Then.
right,
I want to
fine,
continue
fine.
in alphabetical order.
Okay.
Amazing tease that we just stumbled into by accident right there. Now let's do the Astros.
All right, fine. We're on the Houston Astros, who spend pretty liberally, I would say.
Sure. Yeah.
That's maybe a little cyclical in terms of their spending.
Mm-hmm.
Heavily publicly funded stadium. Didn't mention that Comerica Park mostly privately financed.
Let's go.
Shouts out.
Good for them.
Tigers.
Just as a question, just
Yeah.
posing it, just a random question.
Yep.
If you were gonna work for Comerica, what kind of job would you do?
Stop. Wow, talk about a real tease.
That's
That joke's not even going to make sense for like 3 weeks.
exactly. Put that one in your back pocket, everybody.
Expensive to see a game at Minute Maid Park. It is what it is. I haven't been there personally. I'd like to go.
I have no interest in going.
That being said, Jim Crane is known for ruling with an iron fist. In fact, as one anonymous Astros employee put to Jeff Passan, sometimes I wonder if Jim thinks he's Jerry Jones. A glowing endorsement.
Jeff Passan, ESPN insider,
Oh my God. The one and only?
potential future Tipping Pitches guest. Jeff Passan?
My initial instincts are potentially our first entrant into the authoritarian left quadrant. I think they are.
They're kind of like a Mao Zedong, or like, or more like a Stalin.
I think they remain pretty close to the economic center.
Yeah, I think so too. They don't actually spend that much compared to what they make, and
yeah,
it's expensive to go there, right? And
so are they on the right then?
no,
I don't just want to be like this team spends like above average, therefore they are left.
Yeah, you're right, but they pay revenue sharing too, so like that kind of puts them on the left side of that divide, and maybe they are in the authoritarian left, but just barely.
Yeah,
just barely. They feel They feel more authoritarian than where you're hovering
I agree
right
with
now.
that. Yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
So like maybe like halfway or like 2/3 up the way. No, that feels like too much. Halfway
All right, halfway.
up the authoritarian quadrant and like just a click left.
Just a hair left.
Oh, a hair. We have another unit of measurement. Awesome. Nice work.
Good work. Over to Kansas City.
Let's go, dude. Let's go, dude. Let's go.
This is kind of a fun one. Excited to see where the Royals pan out. This is a team who spends, I guess, moderately.
They spend, according to your calculations, exactly 50% of their revenue on payroll.
Which, all right, okay. Could be worse. Lots of teams are worse than that.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't really able to find much about public financing around Kauffman itself, which was built back in the 70s, although it did receive quite a bit of money from the city for renovations in the aughts.
Plus, they are actively in the process of trying to hold the city hostage to give them more public financing to build a new stadium to get rid of Kauffman.
Yep.
Feels like that should be factored in, probably.
Yep, I completely agree.
They gave Bobby Witt Jr. like $400 million.
Mm-hmm.
Notable.
Very notable.
Notable. So I don't think they can be all the way to the right.
No, I don't think so either.
They can't be further right in relation to where we have all the other teams right now. They can't be further right than the Guardians, who are the most right. They could be kind of as far right as the Braves when it comes to economics.
Mm-hmm.
However, I think they are extremely libertarian.
Yeah.
The vibes coming out of the Royals organization are wild. Maybe even within the context of the vibes, there are some authoritarian things, like, for example, not letting their players watch porn. Like,
right.
That feels quite authoritarian. But like Pasquatch, that's not something that comes out of an authoritarian organization. Eric Hosmer, that's not a guy who comes out of an authoritarian organization. That's libertarian behavior.
Mm-hmm.
Moustakis was authoritarian, but Sal Perez, quite libertarian.
Zach Greinke, very libertarian.
Totally.
Yeah.
The vibes of the fans, the stadium, it feels pretty libertarian. So I think that they are in the Red Sox zone.
Yep. I think I agree with you. Do you think they are? I feel like they're to the economic left of the Red Sox.
Make the case. Yeah, make the case.
I don't know. Part of that maybe has more to do with strong feelings around the Red Sox than around the Royals. The Red Sox, I don't know, the whole if you know thing, the trades that they've made of some of their stars over the last few years just feel like a high payroll team playing austerity politics. I don't know. I haven't seen the Royals actively trying to extract, if that makes sense.
Yeah, one thing that is definitely true is that the Red Sox are much more of like an enterprise, like much more of a business.
Yes.
On the scale of business to not a business, the Red Sox are further towards business. You just stopped sharing your screen. Where did it go?
I didn't. Maybe there's a limit. Is there a limit? All right, I'll just share it again. Fine. What? So
I like
yeah,
they're fine.
Okay.
They're fine.
Right.
They're right libertarian.
Yep.
Pretty far on libertarian, but moderate on the right.
Yeah.
Okay. We come to the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim. Very right.
Yep.
Right?
I think so.
They spend about half of what they earn.
Mm-hmm.
They also had their stadium completely funded by the public.
Yeah.
They are semi-affordable to go to the games, but like kind of have fascist regression to the mean-esque vibe to their ballpark.
Mm-hmm.
It's like seeing a stadium. It's like seeing a baseball game at like a Hilton, or like as a Marriott man myself, just know that That cuts deep for me.
Yeah, no, that means something when he says that.
I'm Bonvoy. Marriott, if you're listening, JW Marriott, if you're listening, please write me a check. All right, give me some Bonvoy points. They feel pretty right. Like as far right as the White Sox, maybe a click further.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they're authoritarian though. It doesn't feel like they have any guiding principle.
No,
they feel
I agree.
incredibly agnostic to what actually happens within the organization.
Yes. Yeah.
And Artie doesn't really meddle. He just doesn't guide, and he doesn't hire people. If anything, to your point from earlier, he could afford to be a little more authoritarian
Exactly.
and hire someone with an iron fist to like get a good player or two.
Yeah. All right. So they're pretty squarely in the libertarian right, right?
I think so.
Does not invest heavily, is extracted heavily from the city that it occupies. And
I like where you're hovering.
And no direction. No direction known.
Yeah. They're more libertarian than the Red Sox.
Yeah.
And more right than them.
Mm-hmm.
We're stretching this quadrant out.
That's right. We are.
Okay,
all of them
Dodgers.
actually are clustered right in the middle, but it's fine. Dodgers.
Oh, if you're talking about in actuality, all of them are really clustered in the middle. We're doing a fun podcast segment, Alex. Let's have some fun. Dodgers. They got to be the furthest to the left. Like they are all the way to the left.
I think they're all the way to the left, and I think
such a funny thing to say about Guggenheim.
I know. It's awesome. And I think they are, among our most authoritarian teams. They are systematic. There is certainly an ethos that guides the franchise investment and development top to bottom.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't say that means it is stifling from a culture perspective.
I think it's stifling.
Good one.
Thank you. Yeah, they are.
But I don't know. It feels like there's a hierarchy there.
Culturally, though, they don't like with the experience of going to a Dodgers game is not super authoritarian.
That's true.
So I
how do you
don't
balance?
think that they're the most authoritarian, though I agree that they are in that quadrant. I think they're all the way to the left.
Yep.
And people are quite upset about that. They're like, we're spending how much on Medicare? Medicare in this case is Kyle Tucker. I think they're a little more authoritarian than that. Maybe a little past halfway up that quadrant. By the way,
don't get me wrong, it's a decent way to run a franchise too.
It's a great way to run.
You might argue the best way to run a franchise.
Again, not to be like Mal had a point.
Count 'em.
Mal had a point. I will say, I don't remember what I was going to say. It's fine. We can move on.
Mao had a point crept across your brain and just wiped everything clean.
Moving forward. Like when we're taking back the farms.
Miami Marlins, I think are pretty far right.
Yep.
Economically, sort of the platonic ideal of like an economic right team that is very extractive. Their stadium deal is, I think, considered among the worst from a public perspective in like the last 20 years or so. They got more than $500 million in public money to build that cavern, which is unbelievable to me to this day.
It's the most expensive high school swimming pool I've ever sat and watched a baseball game.
Yeah, exactly. And famously had grievances filed against them because they receive revenue sharing and
famously
still,
to the listeners of this podcast, I guess.
Know your audience. I don't know what to tell you. So that's them from an economic perspective.
It feels like they're as far right as the Dodgers are left, probably.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I will say they're not authoritarian.
I don't think they are either.
There's no coherent vibe, operating principle. I think they are actively trying to become more authoritarian with the hiring of Peter Bendix, and we'll talk about that when it comes to the Rays, or when we get to the Rays, rather, I should say. But they still feel, like probably about halfway between in the libertarian quadrant of the right, libertarian right. I also have to say, I'm starting to find it quite funny the way that these teams are landing on this quadrant, because just politically speaking, without getting into our own individual politics here, I find libertarian right to be a totally politically incoherent combination. And we've put so many teams over there, and they're all pretty bad except for the Red Sox.
Once again, if you're building a team, maybe look at the winners and losers on here and decide which model you want to follow.
Much to consider. Okay, Brewers.
Brewers. When thinking about this, I low-key feel like the Brewers are the center of this.
Great take.
There are no indications that they are willing to want to spend beyond their means. However, they are willing to invest in their team. Atanasio doesn't seem to have a hugely heavy hand in the direction that the organization takes, like baseball-wise. Again, this is putting all the sand to the side, just like Atanasio did with the sand. So I don't know. The rest of the numbers, invest payroll versus revenue and stadium public financing, it's about on par for most of these other teams.
Can I so your contention is that they're center, middle.
That's I'm willing to hear differently though.
Okay. I have a curveball for you.
Please.
Much like Freddie Peralta, a player that they don't have anymore. I have a curveball. Does he throw a sweeper? Probably. Everyone throws a sweeper now. I think that they're a little authoritarian. I think they're a couple clicks up, but they are in the center, left versus right. Here's the team that I would contend if we could skip ahead. That's too far.
Too far.
Yeah.
Well, you should have said a couple points then.
Here's the team that I would contend should be middle.
Okay.
Just 0.0, 0.0 on the graph here for plotting it. The Washington Nationals. They do sometimes spend a lot, and they do actually put a decent product on the ball field. I don't know why. They put a decent product on the ball field, and boy, they would have had a shot if their boys didn't get called into the Great War. But and their stadium is fine. It's nice. It doesn't feel super extractive compared to some of the other stadiums I've been to, but it's also not super interesting.
Right.
And I don't think the learners are either authoritarian or libertarian. They just feel right smack in the middle. So I think they are our center, which is why I just wanted to jump ahead real quick, because I don't think it's the Brewers.
That's fair. That's well put.
I actually think even the Brewers might be one to the right economically.
Just because of sort of the way they approach
how is their stadium funded?
Sort of thing? The Brewers?
Yeah.
Again, it's 80% public financing.
Yeah.
They got another $500 million a couple years ago.
Yeah, I think they're I think shade to the right of something.
Yeah, okay. I'll shade them right. More?
No, where you had them is good.
All right.
The picture's starting to get clear.
It is starting to get clear here.
I'm feeling really good about this.
Me too.
Okay, Twins.
I don't know. I'll just say my initial instinct is that they're probably in this libertarian left quadrant. They spend reasonably well, commensurate with the revenue that they bring in.
Yeah, it's a tough time to be rating them.
It is a tough time to be rating them. They've had a lot of financial difficulties as of late. Their stadium was funded roughly 2/3 by public financing, but it's not crazy expensive to go to a game there. I don't know. The poll ads don't really have much involvement day to day. It seems like that culture such that exists is relatively unencumbered by outside forces. I don't know. What do you think?
I feel like they're kind of right next to the Diamondbacks, and where do you think they land in relation to the Diamondbacks? Are they further right than the Diamondbacks? Are they further left than the Diamondbacks economically? It's tough to say. I might move the Diamondbacks 1 point to the left and put the Twins right where the Diamondbacks used to be.
I was going to say, I do think the Twins are probably to the right of the Diamondbacks.
Yeah. Now we're getting really into the shit.
Yeah. All right. So how does this look?
It looks like it says act.
Yeah, it does.
It's really weird
Maybe
to imagine.
maybe even dacked.
It's really weird to imagine the Diamondbacks and Ken Kendrick being libertarian left. Like they're kind of they're encroaching on the Bernie zone politically. Ken Kendrick and Bernie.
Horseshoe theory in action.
Okay.
All right. On to your New York Metropolitans.
This is what you guys
I'm gonna let
for.
you take the lead on this one. I have a strong feeling about where I think they reside, but I'm curious your perspective.
I think that they're like a touch less left than the Dodgers, but almost that far.
Yeah.
And all the way libertarian, maybe?
I think so. Yeah. Maybe like slightly less than the Rockies, but I think they are going to be, well, actually, I don't know. There's another team on here who I think will compete with them for the most left libertarian team. But I think this is the right area for them.
Talk about a team that does not have an operating principle.
Correct. Correct.
Like just let whatever happens year over year happen. I get that there's another team, much like the Marlins, that is attempting to become more authoritarian than libertarian, could probably afford to be more authoritarian than they are currently. You know, I would argue that it's probably more fun to root for a left libertarian team than a left authoritarian team, unless you're the Dodgers and actually winning. I think that they're kind of like an exception that might prove that rule once we look at this chart at the end of this exercise. But yeah, that it feels right where they are. Very left, very libertarian. Like they're like year over year, we don't even know who's going to be running the team. It's just firing GMs left and right,
literally,
for getting drunk and falling asleep in their car. Like,
yep. This is exactly what I was thinking.
Now, the Yankees, they feel like the foil. They feel like exactly where the Mets are, except all the way authoritarian instead of libertarian.
Yep. I do think they still are squarely to the right economically of the Dodgers.
Yeah.
Perhaps
maybe even one to the Mets. One to the right of the Mets.
Yeah. So sort of splitting the difference between the Astros and are they more authoritarian than the Dodgers?
I think they're as authoritarian as the Braves.
Okay, yeah.
The Yankee way, the pinstripes.
Yeah.
Shave your facial hair, cut your hair. This is authoritarianism at its finest. They've perfected authoritarianism. They built a stadium that literally looks like an Italian fascist building.
Yeah. That's compelling argument.
I'm just saying, like, it looks like Mussolini come to life.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they have extracted maybe some of the most money from like municipal funds and federal funds and that sort of thing, largely through how the stadium was financed via like tax-free municipal bonds. And like, I don't really care about that or understand what it means.
Say the phrase, dude.
What, that it's not my money?
No, that it's a special tax district.
Oh,
You can't say it. What the hell? Special tax district.
That was pretty good. Do you want to give it one more shot?
No, tax district. Those letters don't go together for me. Wherever my tongue lands at the end of tax does not lead into district.
District. Tax district.
Okay, Yankees as authoritarian as the Braves.
District.
I think it's funny to see as we near the final, 10 teams here. Like, I think it's funny to see which of these teams have matched up in the World Series. It's like like Yankees and Braves up there. This is a really authoritarian World Series, but a battle of economic ideologies.
To be clear, this is how the lens through which I will view the sport from now on. Everything will map to this compass.
Perfect.
All right.
And now it's time for A's.
Now it's time.
I can't believe you put them alphabetically in Oakland. That's so funny. Yeah, I mean, similar to how I led the charge on the Mets, it feels like you should lead the charge on A's.
The A's are the A's. To me, they feel pretty libertarian.
Agreed.
Like outside of Fisher's control over where the team is actually based, I don't think he really gives a shit what happens on the field. He could take it or leave it, you know?
I don't think he knows who's on the team.
He could live it, he could let it die. Doesn't matter. I don't think he knows on the team.
Brent Rooker's trying to live and let live out there, dude.
Yeah. We have them on the right. Or on the libertarian side.
Spoiler.
Well, yeah. It may shock you to learn that I do believe they are economically right as well. They do not invest in their team. Famously, another team with a grievance levied against them over poor behavior around the revenue sharing checks they were receiving. I don't know. Are they further to the right than the Angels? I feel like, yeah.
I mean, they invented 21st century capitalism. Or at least gave it a name.
I mean, so are they just like all the way here? Bottom right?
Yeah, I like where you have them. They're like right next to the Angels. Maybe a touch closer in both X and Y.
Both
axis.
directions.
Yeah.
Look at that. We can say I can move to the click level if you really want me to.
These teams in the libertarian right suck, dude.
It's awesome.
These teams are horrible. All right, Phillies.
Large spenders, even compared to the revenue that they pull in. They spend a large percentage of their revenue on the actual baseball team itself. I included the public financing part in here just because I thought it was interesting. But the thing is that all of these teams have received hundreds of millions of dollars for their stadiums. There's pretty much no way around it.
Yeah. Well, there is a way around it that I can think of.
But I don't know. They feel to me squarely on the economic left.
Agreed. They are like somewhere between Mets and Tigers when it comes to the economic left. Now, authoritarian versus libertarian. I think they're firmly libertarian.
Yeah.
Though I think that some of the way the fans show up is a little authoritarian. Like you have to be a Phillies fan. You have to be a Philadelphia sports fan this way.
Yeah.
Psychotic, violent, wildly unpredictable. But the unpredictability is what I think makes them libertarian instead of authoritarian. So yeah, they feel like right around where the Tigers are, but a little further left. Maybe they're a little more libertarian than where you have them.
Okay. I mean, that clubhouse certainly has some libertarian ideas floating around there.
That's what I'm saying. It's like sort of alternative ways of
even more. I mean, as libertarian as the Orioles, I feel like no, because there is like.
Well, when you put it that way, I mean, the Phillies, Oregon clubhouse have much more free-thinking minds than
that's
the
true.
Orioles do. Maybe we should move the Orioles up a little and the Phillies down a little.
Okay, I like that. Again, living document.
This is why this is written in pencil.
Oh, look at this! Look at this little quadrant over here.
That's why. Okay, so what Alex is referring to is that the Mets are right next to the Phillies. And that is what has driven both fan bases so crazy. It's like looking in a funhouse mirror at yourself. You're like, you're just like me, but something seems really disproportionate. And it's basically just that they're 90 miles away from each other and they take on different valences, but are exactly the same.
Yep.
The fan bases are the same. We're the same.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like I'm uniquely qualified to say that. I host a baseball podcast about baseball culture. I'm a lifelong Mets fan who lives and dies with the team, who actually has spent most of his time living in Philadelphia.
Yep.
That's the verdict. Sorry. You don't like it? Examine yourself.
Don't let the door hit you on the way out. Over to the other side of Pennsylvania. Our boys in
The sheets
black and
have.
yellow. The sheets have.
Can you rap a couple bars of black and yellow for me?
Sorry, I need to get the beat going in my head. Real quick. No, now I need to wait another 4 bars because I let the moment pass.
Yeah. It's just like an 8 Mile when he doesn't start and he gets booed and then he runs off the stage.
Exactly.
That's happening to you right now.
No, the Pittsburgh Pirates.
Wait a second. You're just not going to rap black and yellow, dude?
That's correct. Yes.
What about So What? We Get Drunk? Some other Wiz Khalifa hits. Now I got him.
Yeah,
He's going to break. I can tell he's just about to break.
No, will you place the Pirates with me? Come on.
Dude, they're right next to the A's. They are right next to
They're
the
like
A's. Smack on top of each other. They're the same, or like the 2 photos side by side, that's the same picture.
Yes.
That's the same team.
I agree.
Canceling each other out. I can't even read it. It's perfect. I love it. Don't change it. No, don't change it. Don't change it. I like it.
Hands off.
All right. And that's libertarian right. Very libertarian. Pretty right for anyone.
I don't think we need to like go too deep into the Pirates.
No. Padres.
You know. Padres. Big spenders.
Yeah. Very left.
Very far left, I think. Okay, so earlier when I said I think that the Mets may have competition in this quadrant, I sort of feel like the Padres are the most like left libertarian.
Agreed.
I think they are like squarely, especially under Peter Seidler himself. It's maybe a little too early to tell in the last year or so if any of that has changed, but the consensus under Preller and Seidler has been spend stupid money. Go have fun with it.
Win stupid prizes.
Exactly.
Yeah, have fun. Do whatever you got to do.
Yeah.
I like where you have them. Exactly where you have them.
Awesome.
Are they more left than the Mets? Let's just have this conversation. Should they be swapped on the horizontal axis? Should they be swapped? I like where you have them on the vertical axis.
Yeah.
In that the Padres are more libertarian than the Mets are. But economically, I mean, Steve Cohen does spend $400 million on the team every year.
It is true. Yeah.
But did bribe local officials to get a casino. So
allegedly.
Bribe lowercase b, not the criminal term. They bribed him with great ideas, Alex.
I'm open to
bribed them with facts and logic, just like Ein would want.
I'm open to moving the Mets further left, more in line with basically the Dodgers. We're thinking, right?
Yeah. I like this idea of foils, like the teams being foils. Like the Mets and Dodgers are authoritarian, libertarian spectrum foils. Right. I guess the Yankees and Padres are that same foil. The Yankees and Braves are economic foils.
I've always thought of the Astros and Twins being their natural foils.
Honestly, kind of, right? Doesn't that feel like not wrong?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Guardians and Red Sox is not one that I would have seen coming, but okay. Here we go.
On to the Giants. San Francisco. Interesting. Spending roughly in the middle of the pack, I would say. They generate quite a bit of revenue. It was a completely privately financed stadium, with the exception of some infrastructure upgrades in the city around the stadium. I would say it's not the most affordable place to see a ball game.
You could say that again. It's so cold when you go to see a game there.
Yeah, I know.
It's the fucking
What is weather is fascist.
What's up with that weather over there, dude?
Oppressive ass fog.
With the fog, it's chilly.
Yeah.
We got the chill off the bay. To bring a jacket.
Yeah. But the fog is named Carl with a K. So does that move the needle to the left at all? Maybe.
And how does McCovey Cove Dave play into this?
That's such a great question. Wow. He moves them 7 clicks authoritarian.
That is so true. He's like sort of the police when it comes to the authoritarian versus libertarian spectrum. We just got to power through this because I have to pee so bad, but we can't stop because we're on video.
I know.
I think they're libertarian, but like in the middle of the
Yeah.
economic spectrum. Maybe slightly to the right because of just Charles Johnson.
Because
And they don't spend that much, but
yeah.
they make a lot.
Mhm.
Settled.
Great. All right. Beautiful.
They're a foil to the Orioles.
We're getting much more confident about our placements as they go along. All right, on to the Mariners.
Yeah. Actually, they feel like the foil to the Giants to me.
Oh.
They
So
feel
as in-
just barely economically left. They give Julio $300 million.
It's true.
They tried to give A-Rod a bunch of money, and he said no.
Yeah.
And signed with the team that we have yet to put on this spectrum. We have a lot of really good ones left to go.
So like roughly there? Does that feel good to you?
Yeah, what's the situation with T-Mobile Park? 62%
Would you be
public.
surprised to learn that it was majority publicly funded?
Yeah. No, I wouldn't be surprised to learn about that based on my knowledge of John Sherman. Culturally, though, they feel not super authoritarian. I actually think they're probably further down.
I think I agree with you actually.
Yeah. Because
something in the air up there.
They have a lot of like
West,
weird
you know?
traditions. Yeah, they have a lot of
Trident.
That was the first one you went to. I was talking more like the fandoms around individuality, individual players. The Ichiro fandom, the King Felix fandom, the A-Rod
Like
fandom,
Dumper. Yeah.
the Big Dumper fandom, the Julio fandom. They feel very like the individual thrives. And in many ways, right? Like, isn't that what Ein wanted?
That is what Ian wanted. Oh, are they even more libertarian? Or no? Do we feel good where they are?
I think they're more libertarian. Yeah.
Ayn Rand. That's the title of this episode. Ayn Rand would have been a Mariners fan. I think that's
pretty good.
Sort of the consensus we're coming to.
That's what I'll title it on Patreon.
In some respects, we go to a sort of equal and opposite, maybe to the Mariners. St. Louis Cardinals.
No, I think, funnily enough, I think they're the equal and opposite to the Rockies.
Okay, yeah.
And they work as great foils for each other because Nolan Arenado was traded from one of those teams to the other team. This is the Nolan Arenado axis. The authoritarian libertarian axis is the Nolan, aka the Nolan Arenado axis. So I think that they are as authoritarian as it gets.
Yeah.
Up there with the Yankees, the Cardinals, and the Braves.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe a yet to be named team, by the way. And they're not economically left or right, really.
No.
They just basically spend the 50th percentile.
Yep. Every year.
They sell out all the time, so the ballpark is like relatively affordable. They feel like milquetoast when it comes to an economic, from looking at them through an economic lens.
Yeah, I don't think they're really exceptional in either direction. In any direction.
But they are fascist.
They are fascist. Yes. I mean, obviously. Come on. Cardinal way.
Right. The Cardinal way. Okay. The long storied nostalgic history. Sure. But I think the number one piece of evidence for their fascism is that, what do we say about fascism, Alex? Fascism is not being able to criticize.
Trains run on time. No.
No, fascism is not being able to criticize something. You can't criticize the Cardinals without having people in your mentions being like, fuck you.
That's true.
I don't know why they have in New York accents. What they like.
Yeah.
They're really mad.
Authoritarian fan base for sure.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And look at Chaim Bloom. He's putting a friendly face on fascism right now.
Oh my God, I forgot.
A handsome, friendly, competent face. He got a hard deal from the Red Sox. And what did he turn
hard
to?
And fast deal.
I'm feeling my brain start to go. So we got to move.
All right.
We got
Three more teams. We can do this. Tampa Bay Rays.
So far. They're so close to the Marlins. When it comes to the economic scale.
Yes. They are, I think, the furthest right that you can get. I would make the case that I think they are pretty authoritarian when it comes to like their management philosophy and like adherence, their strict adherence to the plan.
Unadulterated economic capitalism.
Yeah. Yeah. No,
Extraction.
This is, I think in the show notes I put, this is like the late stage capitalist corner, right? Like pure No more edifice.
I think, yeah. Where you have them is nice. I think they are just to the right of the Braves economically, but just south of them when it comes to authoritarianism.
Yeah. Great. Easy.
Do you want to talk? You want to talk more about the social axis? I haven't really been calling it that this whole time, but
Right.
on the social axis, they're just south of the Rays. Do you want to talk more about the Rays because they feel emblematic of something? The authoritarian right leading to good baseball teams. I think what I'm learning is that you probably want to be in quadrant. You want to be far in the corner of the quadrant you're in, probably.
Yeah. Right. If nothing else, take a stance for something.
Except if that quadrant is the libertarian right.
Yeah. Because if you stand for nothing, then you'll fall for anything.
Right. And if you live and let live, you'll remember that you have to die.
Right. Yeah. The line in the sand will be drawn right over you.
Because we have good baseball teams in every corner except the libertarian right.
Correct.
The Rays are good. The Braves are good. The Yankees and Dodgers are the best teams in baseball.
Yep.
The Mets, Padres, they're good. Phillies, they're good.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's the Angels, the A's, and the Pirates, and the Marlins. By the way, do you know which number each quadrant is? Like from a mathematic perspective, when you're looking at it, when you're plotting it on the graph.
What do you mean? Which number? Like
quadrant 1. Which quadrant is quadrant 1?
I don't know. What, top left?
No, top right is quadrant 1. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, that's stupid. Not in my book.
And then it goes clockwise. So quadrant 2 is where we have the Marlins and the A's and the Pirates. And quadrant 3 is Mets and quadrant 4 is the Dodgers.
No, for me, this is quadrant 1, and then it goes counterclockwise.
Hell yeah, dog.
Okay, 2 more teams. We can do this.
left.
I swear.
No, I feel really good about this. Wait. Can we do them last? I want to do the Blue Jays first.
Okay, yeah, of course.
I want to do the Rangers last.
Tease.
Toronto
Blue Jays feel roughly in the economic left. They spend
agreed
a good portion of the revenue on the team. I mean, they spend lavishly, as commensurate with teams like the Padres and the Phillies.
Nice use of commensurate.
Oh yeah,
they don't need the money. They don't need the money.
No, they have a corporate ownership that I think is largely hands off in how the team is run.
Does the corporate ownership make them, from a 360-degree perspective, more right though than some of the other teams that we have in the left libertarian quadrant? Because they are just the business of being the Toronto Blue Jays is business.
Yeah, you're right. So,
but that being said, like it's hard to say that they're economically right with some of the way that some of these other teams operate.
No, I still think they probably fall on the left side of the spectrum, but somewhere maybe around the Orioles.
Okay.
Like on that axis, maybe?
Yeah.
I think. Would you consider them authoritarian or libertarian?
I would consider them libertarian.
Okay.
I don't find them to be super authoritarian about how they operate their franchise. Like they don't seem to have a Blue Jay way.
It's not a Beatles song.
I think you're thinking of Yesterday or Blackbird.
It's all right.
Is Blue Jay Way a Beatles song? It is. Nice pull.
God.
Look at you, dog. Look at you. Look at us. Who would have thought? Yeah, they're pretty. I think they are pretty libertarian.
Okay. Like not. I don't think they're crazy libertarian. It doesn't feel like it's not exceptionally libertarian. They're
Ayn Rand
kind
would look
of.
right past them. She'd be like, not even worth buying a
Yes,
Vladito jersey.
Yeah, this is what I've wrought on the world. So I don't know. How do you feel about this placement right here?
I feel indifferent to it, honestly. I don't really care about where the Blue Jays go.
You're like, I just want to get to the Rangers and get out of here.
I just want to talk about the Rangers.
All right. Hey, Jesus, take the wheel.
Can you sing that song?
No, I can't.
Jesus, take the wheel. That's a great song. Sometimes when my sister and I would be driving, she would just be like, she would just randomly just pull her hands off like that and be like, Jesus, take them, just to freak me out.
That would work on me.
That would freak you out, is what you're saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, you love being in a car, don't you? You're like, this is where I was meant to be, in a Chevy.
As long as it's not a Chevrolet.
All right. I think they are halfway to the right because of how they
Interesting.
operate their
Okay.
franchise.
Okay.
They do spend, though, so they're not as far right as like the Guardians of the Rays.
Right.
They remind me of the Braves in that way,
Uh-huh.
where like they spend, but not as much, certainly not as much as they could. Every once in a while, they throw a huge contract out there.
Yeah.
And then they change their mind. They are as authoritarian as the Cardinals. Aren't they?
I think so. Yes.
I mean,
culturally, yes. Very
They literally have
regressive.
weapons sponsors on the stadium, like
Mhm.
on the walls of the stadium.
I mean, famously, one of the only teams, if not the only team, to reject Pride Nights.
A glorification of the military
Mhm.
above all else.
Yeah, socially pretty authoritarian.
So that puts them up there in a rarefied air on the social axis with the Yankees, the Cardinals, and the Braves.
Yeah, this is the danger zone right here. Bleak
You
place
do
to
not
be.
want to be up there. Yeah, you do
not
not
wanna
want to be up there under any circumstances. Okay. We did it.
We did it. We did the axis. Now, do you want to
Anything
read?
look
You want to
wrong?
read the placement of every team on this axis, right?
I think we just read who landed where. But before we do, does anything look before we do, I'm Bobby Wagner. Does anything look wrong to you as you look at this in totality now?
I don't.
That's totality, not totalitarian.
Look, if any of this is wrong, I don't want to be right. And frankly, my eyes are swimming with MLB logos. I don't know where any of these are placed right now.
I'm always swimming in your eyes, so I'm with the MLB logos. We're swimming together.
Authoritarian left. Shall we?
No, I want to start with quadrant 1, dude.
Fine, go for it.
Oh wait, that was your quadrant 1.
Yeah.
Okay, let's start with the authoritarian left. Dodgers, Yankees, and Astros. Halfway between the left and the right, we have the Cardinals, all the way to authoritarian. They occupy that extreme. On the authoritarian right, this is your squad. You want to run through these? You own like at least a couple jerseys from each of these teams, right?
We have the Texas Rangers and the Atlanta Braves bringing up the authoritarian, the far authoritarian end of this spectrum, along with the Tampa Bay Rays, Cleveland Guardians, Cincinnati Reds, and Milwaukee Brewers. Continuing on clockwise.
That's right.
Down
We have
into the libertarian right.
The Chicago Cubs are
Oh, yes. Mm-hmm.
halfway on the social axis between authoritarian and libertarian, but they are to the right. On the libertarian right, aka the your baseball team sucks quadrant. Bad economic and political policy, bad baseball team policy.
Just bad instincts and bad vibes all around.
It's a contradictory quadrant if we're being
It
frank
is.
about it.
Yeah.
How can you be economically conservative and personally just like
Yeah.
let you do whatever you want, live and let live? The Chicago White Sox, the Miami Marlins, A's, the Pittsburgh Pirates, the Angels, the Red Sox somehow, the Kansas City Royals, and the San Francisco Giants.
Just by a whisker.
Take us away, the left libs,
Left libs. Well,
the U's and the me's.
our furthest libertarian team, more or less, is the Colorado Rockies, which splits the difference between the economic left and right, and then all the way over into our lib left corner. We have the New York Mets,
This is so beautiful. I love
San
these
Diego
teams.
Padres, the Philadelphia Phillies, Detroit Tigers, Toronto Blue Jays, Baltimore Orioles, Seattle Mariners, Arizona Diamondbacks, Minnesota Twins, and bringing us all the way back home, smack dab in the center of our political alignment chart with just no indication in any direction that they're
Can't pin
doing
'em down.
anything.
You can't pin them down. Or up.
Washington.
Or left or
or
right.
left or right. Or north or south, even.
No clicks in any direction.
No. Washington Nationals. Right in the middle. What do you think? How do we do?
Rank the quadrants based on how fun it is to be a fan of the team.
I mean, far and away, left libertarian is the most fun.
Correct.
I mean, I think that sometimes the lack of maybe organizational coherence means that it can be less fun at times.
Uh-huh.
I mean, if you're in the left authoritarian, I think it's pretty fun at times too, but also causes an immense amount of distress. I think
It's soulless.
It's very soulless. There's a lot of pressure there.
Right.
I guess I would say coming in third as authoritarian right. You might win, but at what cost? It's not going to be fun. That's for sure.
I actually think like no matter how many sentences have been spoken on this podcast, I can confidently say that was my favorite one. Coming in third is authoritarian right. You might win, but at what cost?
Literally. Kevin Cash is like...
And in the case of the Reds, somehow, you won't win.
Yeah,
You're the
right.
only team on this quadrant that won't win.
Exactly. Kevin Cash is like middle management at an Amazon fulfillment company. You know, I'm just sort of like, what do we fucking... What's going on here?
And then there's 50 feet of shit, and then there's the libertarian right.
Exactly.
Oh, okay. This has been the MLB political alignment chart. I mean, maybe our best, maybe our worst work. We appreciate you listening. Either way, as a reminder, if you listened to this and you were like just in the car or whatever, and you couldn't follow along, or you couldn't stop to go try and watch it on Patreon, this does exist on Patreon. The link is in the description. If you want to follow along at home, if you want to make your own political alignment chart, send it over. typicpitchespod@gmail.com. Send over the screenshot of yours. Maybe we make some materials for you to create your own. Is Canva open source? Can you send that out to people?
I don't know if that's how that works.
I think we should probably make like an empty one and tell people that they can. Should we vibe code that?
You're a big Claude guy. I know.
I think Claude is a big me guy. I think Claude's taken more from me than I've taken from Claude.
You think he's kind of obsessed with you?
I think he's scraped our data probably.
Fair.
Why are we gendering him?
Gendering him. Let's get out of here, please.
Thanks for listening. Tippingpitchespod at gmail.com. Patreon.com/tippingpitches if you'd like to support us doing more stuff like this. We have some more stuff on the way before the baseball season starts that I'm really excited for everyone to hear. Alex, thanks for all the work you put into this.
Well, thank you, Bobby, for showing up with an open heart,
an open mind,
and clear eyes.
Can't lose. All right, we'll see you next week, I guess. Goodbye.
Hello, everybody. I'm Alex Rodriguez. Tipping Pitches.
Tipping pitches.
This is the one that I love the most.
Tipping pitches.
So we'll see you next week. See ya!